here are the ingredients for our celebration chocolate orange cake. Some oranges, cacao powder, half a dozen eggs, butter or margarine, self-raising flour, sugar, and a jar of your favorite marmalade. For the chocolate ganache coating, we're going to have some double cream and dark chocolate. We're going to make a 2-tier cake, an 8-inch and a 6-inch. Hello! So now we're going to put all the ingredients for our lovely chocolate orange cake in the one mixing bowl. And because I'm making a fairly big cake, there are 2 tins, I'm doing a 500 gram mix cake, which means I'm doing 500 grams of butter, 500 grams of sugar and marmalade together. So because I'm using a whole jar of marmalade and it's got sugar in it, I'm putting a little less sugar, so maybe about 300 grams. 500 grams of self-raising flour, and as we did with the previous banana chocolate cake, we add in an extra egg for every once we've put in an egg for every 100 grams. So for 500 grams of a cake of the ingredients, we put in 5 eggs plus 1 extra egg, so 6 eggs have gone in. Bit of vanilla essence, and we're going to put in, for the chocolate, you can put in melted chocolate, but in my case I'm putting in this lovely cacao powder which has no added sugar. So I'm going to put in, I would say roughly about 3 tablespoons. The more you add in, the more chocolatey your cake is going to be. So, you know, there's no right or wrong with this. You put in as much as you like and keep tasting as you go. So, the last thing I like to add is I have my little zester here, and I'm going to zest 2 oranges and add that into my cake batter because the smell is just amazing. It smells like Christmas and chocolate and everything lovely. So once this is all mixed together, I'm just going to mix all the ingredients without the self-raising flour first in my mixer to get it well incorporated, and then I'll add in the self-raising flour by hand so the cake doesn't become too dense. And I'm going to put it into the 2 tins, put it in a 180 degree preheated oven for around about 50 minutes, and I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out, and we'll make the ganache and decorate. Hello! I put my hair up so there's no danger of hair falling into the cake or the icing. Nobody wants that. So what I do is when the cakes are out of the oven and as they're cooling, I usually cover the 2 cakes with a bowl. This keeps the moisture trapped in the cake, because especially chocolate cakes, they tend to dry out quite easily. So these are the 2 cakes that are now ready to be iced. So I'm going to take off their 2 little covers, put that somewhere else. And what I've done is in the microwave, I've melted equal quantities of dark chocolate and double cream. So I've put my cake on the cake board it's going to be served on, and I've put 2 pieces of parchment paper jutted up together underneath. So the idea is I can pour the icing on, and when I'm done, I'll just pull the 2 pieces aside and my cake board will be nice and clean. So I've got 2 layers. So my plan is to first put the ganache on the first layer, and then put the second layer on top and do the ganache for that one as well. So all I'm going to do for this first layer is simply pour on the icing this way. So right on the top. And then we gently encourage the icing to drip down the sides, and we will gently smooth it out so it covers the whole cake. So don't worry if it spills over, because that's what that lovely greaseproof paper is for. So I'm going to keep on going until all that icing is covering my cake, smoothing as I go, picking up from the bottom if I need to, making sure all that's lovely and covered. So we'll keep going. So just keep pushing it down it will spread nicely and it will start to harden as it starts to cool down, because it's a little bit warm now from the microwave. So I'm going to keep going with this until it's all covered, and then just making sure I'm happy with the coverage before I put on my second layer. So now I've got a good amount of icing here. I'm going to take my second layer of cake and position it somewhere on the top like that. Give it a bit of a press. And then we're going to pour the rest of the icing on it. Okay, let's get that there. And slowly move all that lovely icing down. Don't worry if it all looks like a mess at the moment, because it's very forgiving. As long as you keep smoothing it out, it will allow you to mold it the way you like. So we're going to keep going with all this icing. I'm going to keep smoothing it out until I'm happy with it, and then I'll show you how I'm going to decorate the cake. Because this is for a child's cake, I've got these lovely chocolate stars which I'm going to use to decorate my cake. So what I'm going to do is, while the ganache is nice and cool, warm, sorry, I'm just going to press on the stars wherever I fancy around the cake, and the idea is that it will stick because it is still nice and sticky. And as the cake cools, so make sure your fingers are clean, because the last thing you want is to get everything into a chocolatey mess. So I've got some milk chocolate as well as white chocolate, so I'm going to put some milk chocolate ones as well. Just keep going as and when I feel there's a gap to fill, so maybe one over here. Okay, I'm going to put a couple at the top here, white and a chocolate one, and this one can go here. Okay, and I'm going to keep going. I have a lovely cake topper which I bought for the cake, which I shall put at the top, and I'll show you how I keep going with that.
But if I say I trust the device, that means it won't ask for that next time I do this, but I won't do this again anyway, so I don't know.